As we have recently said goodbye to Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor and welcome, the 10th Doctor? The 14th? Who cares? David Tennant as the next incarnation. What is the whole regeneration process for these time travelers? How did it come to be and how does it work? Well, Whovians, that's what we'll cover today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for much more Doctor Who content coming real soon. With the 13th Doctor's time at an end and David Tennant returning as the 14th Doctor, I'll have many new videos coming out that you won't want to miss. The process of regeneration has been around since 1966. The year it was first needed for the first Doctor. The first Doctor was played by William Hartnell, who had helped the show grow a following from 1963 to 1966. But when health issues arose for the actor, producers of the show started looking for ways they could replace Hartnell as the titular character, but keep the Doctor around in a way that would make sense to the audience. Thus born was the idea of regeneration, a plot device that could allow an actor to leave the role and introduce someone else as the character. So far over the show's history, there have been 15 Doctor regenerations, soon to be 16. But what is the story and lore behind the Doctor's change of appearance in universe? The Doctor is an alien being known as a Time Lord, one that comes from the planet Gallifrey. These Time Lords come equipped with not only 2 hearts, but also with the special ability to cheat death. The process is of course known as regeneration, and happens when a Doctor suffers trauma or injury that is fatal and would otherwise kill them. Upon their death beginning, the hormone Lindos is released in large amounts through the Doctor, which then begins the change they will undergo. The cells of the Time Lord regenerate and rewrite themselves, leading to the Doctor taking on a new physical appearance, body type, height, visual age, hair color, new organs, skin color, gender and sex, and even different dominant hands. With the cells of the brain also being rewritten during regeneration, the personality of the Doctor will also change, but never too much. Basic personality traits aren't affected by the regeneration. However, as the 6th Doctor claims, the balance of them does. Memory is, however, something that varies and is affected from Doctor to Doctor. Some Doctors can recall events or people, but after regeneration, it's almost like most of the incarnations had their minds wiped. Yet again, it's something that varies and is never for certain. And although it hasn't been seen often for our main character, changes in skin color and biological sex are possibilities when taking on a new form. There have been many other characters in the Doctor Who lore and in the show with the ability to regenerate who have had their sex and skin color changed before. When 12 regenerated into his 13th incarnation, he of course became a blonde woman, played by Jodie Whittaker, making her the first biological woman form the Doctor has taken. And with Ncuti Gatwa coming in after David Tennant as the 15th Doctor, he will portray the first Black Doctor. However, humanoid forms aren't always a given for the Time Lords. As in lore, there have been many occasions where the regeneration process has granted the being a form that was far from being one we wouldn't be terrified of. But as we have now recently seen, it is possible for a Doctor to regenerate into a previous form they once took. The 13th Doctor regenerated into the 10th Doctor's form, albeit looking slightly older but still great, which means the possibility does now exist. After a Time Lord undergoes regeneration, there are many side effects that usually last a short while and are only temporary. Regeneration causes disruption with the communication of neurons in the synapses of the Time Lord's brain, resulting in various possible effects, including memory loss, confusion, extreme excitement, erratic and sporadic behavior, food cravings, unconsciousness, painful spasms, and difficulty controlling actions and balance. After regenerating into the 11th Doctor, his new form went through multiple food cravings after crashing into the backyard of Amelia Pond, settling on fish fingers and custard as his new favorite snack. Sounds delightful, doesn't it?
New mouth. New rules. It's like eating after cleaning your teeth. Everything tastes...
The 11th Doctor had also walked face first into a tree on the property due to having difficulty over his motor controls and steering of his new body. Upon 11's regeneration, the 12th Doctor had forgotten how to fly the TARDIS post-regeneration, asking Clara if she knew how to, along with disliking the color of his new kidneys. But the 14th Doctor was able to remember and instantly recognize he had just taken on a previous form that was once his 10th self, being able to remember by the feeling of his old teeth.
I know these teeth.
10 also remembered the conversation he was having with Rose just after regenerating from the 9th Doctor, although he went through surges of excitement. Taste in fashion, food, drinks, and other habits also become different after the psychological change. Nonetheless, it seems that whatever incarnation is David Tennant has a good memory. The initial rules for the regeneration cycle were that the Doctor could only regenerate 12 times from his first form, meaning he could only have a total of 13 incarnations. A fatal injury or trauma after the 13th incarnation would result in a permanent death, and regeneration wouldn't be possible as the Time Lord would be out of lives. However, if you're caught up on the show, you would know that this has since changed. Matt Smith's 11th Doctor was the 13th incarnation of the Gallifreyan. Despite having the title of the 11th, Ten's first regeneration into himself counted as a full regeneration. Along with the secret incarnation of the Doctor, 10 and 11 would later meet during the Day of the Doctor, John Hurt's War Doctor, who was the Doctor between number 8 and 9, making 11 actually 13. A lot of numbers, I know, but try to keep up. Upon the 11th Doctor's time coming to an end, Clara pleaded with the Time Lords to help the Doctor for all he's done for them and to find a way to let him live. With that, the Doctor was gifted another cycle of 12 more regenerations, as 11 used his regeneration to destroy an invading fleet of Daleks. As for what the regeneration looks like visually, it has varied extremely from the first regeneration on screen to now. During the running of Classic Who, the regeneration of a Doctor had no set nor distinct look, being different almost every time, although most of the classic Doctors regenerated while lying on the ground. It wasn't until Christopher Eccleston's 9th Doctor came to an end in 2005 that we got to see what would stick as a definite look and style for the regeneration process. It features a rush of regeneration energy surging out from the Doctor's arms and neck as they transform into the next incarnation. When the regeneration starts, their hands will have the golden glow of regeneration energy, giving them a warning that their time is coming to an end. The explosiveness of a regeneration can also vary, usually depending on the amount of injury or trauma the Doctor has suffered beforehand. With Season 12, the history of the Doctor and regenerations were seemingly retconned, as it's revealed that the Doctor isn't actually from Gallifrey nor even a Time Lord. It turns out the Doctor was merely adopted by a Gallifreyan, and they learn that the child has regenerational capabilities. And we even see the being regenerate multiple times, meaning the 12 regeneration rule isn't true and that the Doctor could always surpass that. However, this story may be false since it was told to the Doctor by the Master, and we all know that the Master likes to scheme and come up with plans. And with the mass amounts of negative reception from fans, because, well, it just sucks, it may end up getting retconned again. As for me, I just like to pretend it's not canon because it probably isn't, nor won't be soon enough. The whole discussion about this is a topic for another video. And with that, that's everything you need to know about the regeneration process in BBC's Doctor Who. Despite all the inconsistencies and lopsidedness in its continuity, hopefully you got a better understanding of how Time Lords cheat death just as a new era of the show begins, once again being led by David Tennant. The next regeneration we'll see will be 14 turning into Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor, and if anything changes in the famous process, I'll be sure to update this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for much more Doctor Who content in the future. Thanks everyone for watching, stay safe, and have a great day.